Okay, so I've seen a few other people do this, and since, well, technically it still is, so probably by the time this is up, it'll be the next day. So June 7th, or June 7th, July 7th. But today was 9 years since the beginning of basically everything that made me who I am, or the biggest part that made me who I am, happened. So I'm going to start from the beginning because I feel like I can help people. I went through this situation for a reason, and I want to put my story out there. So I'm going to start from the very beginning. So I was born July 26th, 2001, to very loving parents and a family who is absolutely amazing. I was very, very lucky with a really great family, but I know some people aren't that fortunate. I was raised in a church, and I always grew up knowing God. I always grew up having a relationship with Him. I've always felt like I had a connection with people that most people didn't have. Like, I was able to comfort people in times of comfort. I don't know. It was just, I remember doing that with someone at a funeral, and I was 3, which is odd because not everybody has that. So I don't know. That's kind of where my my ability or my want to comfort people was really, really young. I was held back a year from school because I was so shy, and my parents weren't comfortable with me starting kindergarten, and plus my birthday was like right there, so they didn't want me to start school, so they held me back a year. And so I started kindergarten when I was 6 instead of 5, and I was one of the oldest kids. I think I actually was the oldest, and I held myself accountable for that. Anytime, like, everyone knew that I was the oldest. But I started at Community Montessori, and that opened me up. I was there 4 years, kindergarten through 3rd grade. And 1st grade was when I met probably one of the most influential people in my entire life. And that is when my friendship with Carissa, 2nd grade and 3rd grade, I was in Girl Scouts, and I was in the same troop as Carissa and a bunch of other girls. We all became very, very, very close. May 2011, so the end of my 3rd grade year, I was moving to a new school, and this was the last trip with all of us. We went to St. Louis, Missouri, and we were there like 3 days, I think. I don't know. I can't really remember all the details. We were there 3 days. It was the best time, the best summer I'd ever had. And it was incredible going up to the very tippy top of the arch and staying in a cabin and going to the Kids Museum, I think that's what it's called, like St. Louis Kids Museum, going on the Ferris wheel that was up there, and just being able to see so much of God's creations. And it was incredible. And those were the last memories I had with Carissa. July 2nd, 2011, I found out that my best friend had passed away tragically. That was the most devastating day in my entire life. July 6th, 2011 was when I was at the funeral and all hell broke loose. That was when my PTSD, depression, anxiety, so much just came and hit me head first. Like, I felt like there was no going back. I was in this terrible headspace where I don't know, it was like I couldn't see the end of the tunnel. There was complete darkness around me. I blocked everyone out of my life. Like, it was the worst days of my life. And that went on. I had panic attacks every single night for 3 years straight. I was scared to die. I was scared that my little sister was going to die because Carissa was the youngest and my sister's the youngest. I would check to make sure my sister was breathing. And at 9 years old, well, by that time I was 10 years old, I was worried about that. That just blows my mind. Like, I'll be 19, almost a year away from 20, and that blows my mind that I went through that half my life ago. Like, it's just mind-blowing to me. Around that time, same time when Carissa had passed, was when we started having some family struggles, trying to figure out what best antidepressant worked for them. If you've gone through medications, you know that there's a process to figure out which one is the right one for you. There are side effects to that. Seeing my family member go through that and us being so incredibly close, our whole family, but specifically me and this person, it killed me to see them go through that, and go through that at such a young age. Like, I was already going through the death of my best friend, but seeing my family member go through that, it wasn't a good foundation for me. And it's not that family member's fault. It's just the way things are planned out. By 14, I had already been seeing a therapist for a few years and already got coping mechanisms down and everything like that. And then I ended up meeting this person who, and I wasn't in the best headspace. I was in a better headspace, but I wasn't in the best headspace. Then I met this person and I fell apart again. But because of my situation with that person, I was able to reconnect with Abby, who is now my best friend, been my best friend since I was 14, but we've known each other since we were 3 and 4, so a long, long time. Things happen for a reason. Like, and I'm not making this video for anyone to pity my situation, or everything happens for a reason. And I know I went through all of these situations in my past to be able to help somebody. So I don't know who I'm helping. I had a feeling I needed to make this. So I put a little bit of makeup on and I told my sister, get behind the camera, I need this in focus because I need to make this. So now I'm in a better headspace. A much better headspace than I was 9 years ago. And because of this situation, I know that I'm strong. I overcame this nightmare, this literal nightmare that I was living for such a long time. And I got into a space, got into a mindset that nothing was ever going to get better. But it did. And I'm strong, and I'm able to communicate the way I feel. I don't bottle things up anymore. I share it because I know people need to hear what I have to say, even if they might not agree with everything. But I have a lot to say, and people that know me know that I can talk forever and ever and ever, and this video could be super, super long, but I'm trying to cut it short. But I just want to say, if you are out there and you feel alone, you feel like there's no way that you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, or just anything, you just feel so dark and so depressed and anxious, and you feel like you have no one to talk to, you can talk to me. You can talk to, I can give you names of certain people that you can talk to, because there are people that understand. No one has been through the same situation as you. Every situation is very specific, I won't say special because in this situation I don't like that word, but very specific to you. I just want to let you know that you are not alone. That, I don't know if you're religious, but if you are, Christ is always walking by your side. And once I realized that at 13 years old and I gave my life over to Him, I understood what what I was committing to. I gave my heart to him because I felt so alone. These certain women had told me that just give your heart over to God. Just talk, and whatever you're feeling, whatever you're going through, just talk. My favorite scripture right now is Philippians 4:6. And I might not say it all correctly, but don't be anxious in anything. Give everything to God. Give your request to God, because He is there. He is there waiting, holding His hands out, waiting for you to grab His hands. And just, if you're not religious, just know there are people to talk to. If you need a therapist, if you need a professional to talk to, if you're having suicidal thoughts, if you're cutting, anything, I've been through that. Not necessarily the suicidal part, but I don't hold back what I've done because I want to help people. Okay, yes, I regret what I have done, but those make you stronger. Those situations make you grow. I just wanted to explain my story, and if this helps you, please let me know, because I want to know that my story is helping somebody. And just don't feel alone. I mean, that's such a hard thing to say, but don't feel like that what you're going through, no one's going to understand, because so many people understand and so many people are here for you. But just know you are loved. You are not alone. You can overcome any obstacle you go through. Just know that you're so strong, and you're so brave. Like, everything you've been through, you're so brave. Like, I don't understand how certain people can go through so many different situations and be so strong at the end. Or you might not realize how strong you are. But every day that you have lived so far, you have survived, even if you struggled. Those wounds on you, those are battle scars. No matter what anybody says, they're battle scars. So, just grow, live your life, grow stronger, and just know that you're not alone. Love you.